What's up and welcome to the Bleav in Hornets podcast on the Bleav Podcast Network presented by Bet Online. My name is Sam Dracula and today Raymond Felton is with the show. Raymond, how are you?
Oh man, I'm doing great, man. Can't complain. I'm blessed.
Oh man, I'm so happy you're a part of the show. He's the new co-host here at the Bleav in Hornets podcast. We're gonna be here every week, every Monday night. So make sure to tune in, whether you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever podcasts are found. The video version will be on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Sam Dracula. And yeah, man, like we got another point guard for the show. I'm going to be Raymond's point guard on this show. I'm excited to pick his brain about all the things around the Charlotte Hornets and around the league. So yeah, Raymond, thank you so much. And honestly, from me to you, big fan, very big fan from your time at UNC all through your career, man. Absolute legend. I appreciate you joining in.
Appreciate it. I need all my Tar Heel guys out there, all my Tar Heel women, men, whoever, all my Tar Heel fans. I need y'all to tune in to this.
Yes. So basically, I want to just do a quick touch base with you. Since we last saw you, 2019, in the playoffs, what have you been up to since your NBA career?
Oh man, I mean, my last game was hurtful. You know, and my man Dame Lillard hit that big shot on us like that, then gave us the wave to go home. Bye. So, you know, that was hurtful. But to end your career like that and not knowing your career was going to end was tough, man. My first 2 years was rough, you know, doing something you love to do and have a passion for and just wake up and live for it is rough. You know, that post basketball retirement is real. Like, you know, I tell all the young guys, prepare for that, prepare ahead of time, because, you know, you're going to go through a mental stage for a little bit. You really got to find yourself again and find what's your next purpose in life. And I think I finally found it. You know, I just started training the youth, training kids and stuff, and, you know, trying to get back in that way with skill work, still staying on the court. My coach, I got an AAU program I started up called Felton Elite. So I started that up and just trying to coach and better myself, better my knowledge towards the game and try to give some of the knowledge that I do have, you know, of the game to these kids. And really just trying to stay on the court, man, for real. Just trying to be around that basketball, man. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing, man. Really just, you know, starting the Skills Academy, which is called FSA, Felton Skills Academy. And then my AAU program, Felton Elite.
Is the Skills Academy based in Charlotte?
Well, it's pretty much right now, but I'm finna move back to Dallas because I go to Dallas once a week and I train out there and then I do stuff out here. So, but it's probably going to end up being mainly in Dallas.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Yeah. So where can people go if they want to find out more info on that?
Oh, they can go right now. My website is getting built, so I'm waiting on that to get done. But they can just basically email me at feltonskillsacademy@gmail.com. You know, for any sessions. You know, I'm pretty much all around the place right now with gyms. You know, try to get in whatever gym I can out here just to get some work in. But feel free. You know, if your kids want to get some work in or you want to sign your kids up, just reach out to me at feltonskillsacademy@gmail.com. I love to stay in the gym. I love to get that work in. So
excellent. All right, we're gonna take a quick break and then we'll jump into some Hornets talk. Football might be over for this season, but basketball is in full steam for both pro and college hoops. Head over to betonline.ag or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use the promo code BLEAV, 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 to get started. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline is your source for hockey, boxing, and UFC odds right to your favorite Olympic events. From sports right down to your favorite Vegas casino games, BetOnline is your #1 online wagering destination. BetOnline, the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports and play your favorite games. BetOnline, where the game starts. So right now, Hornets are 29-29, just kind of chilling basically in the 9th spot. The Hawks like they're in a weird spot where the Nets are still losing. They're 0-10 last 10 games. They're playing right now as we're speaking. So we'll see how that goes. But the Hornets aren't really catching up to the Nets, and the Hawks aren't really catching up. So the Hornets are kind of hovering in the 9th spot at the moment. They play Tuesday and they play Thursday, and then we got the All-Star break. I'm curious about that in a second. But Raymond, how are you feeling about the squad right now being 500 at this stage of the season? Is that as expected going, like, given what expectations might have been going into the year?
My honest opinion, man, I'm kind of up and down with it because they're a young team and they have some veterans over there, you know, in a sense, but, you know, they're kind of missing that locker room, that older guy, that guy that kind of teaches some of these younger guys how to be professional, how to get ready for the next game, how to get ready for a big month, you know, how to get ready for back-to-backs. I mean, a lot of those things is pivotal, you know, and that is truly missed in the league when you look at some of these younger teams that's really, really good, like Charlotte. They got a great young nucleus, and they're going to be good. They're really good right now, and they show it in spurts where they put up 150-some points, and, you know, just exciting to see. And I think they're going to definitely be a playoff team no matter what the outcome is at the end. Yeah, they are up and down, which you got to understand that in the season, you're going to have a lot of injuries. Guys going to go in, guys going to go out. A lot of key guys going to come in and out, and I think they've been dealing with that a little bit, but still excited to see. And I think, you know, with LaMelo and, you know, Bridges and Rozier, those guys, to me, those three guys is kind of like the focal point of the team, you know, not taking away from Hayward or none of the other guys on the team. Don't get me wrong. But when you talk about the Hornets, you're really talking about those three guys and just the things that they do on a given night. And just the nucleus of that team, to me, is based around them. 2 games going into the All-Star break. Whew. When I was playing, it depends on what team I was playing for at the time. If I'm playing for something, then yes, you know, you're trying to go into the All-Star break. You want to win 2 games. You know, you're trying to get those 2 wins so you can really get your mind and relax and get ready for that second half coming back. But if you're on a team where, you know, when I first came in the league, like, we just weren't going to make the playoffs at all. I mean, you just waiting to get to that break. You want those 2 games out the way so you can go and get away from it for a little bit and, you know, kind of get your mind right and come back and try to finish the season strong as possible. But I think for those guys, my biggest thing, what they need to do is, man, really just focus in because they are playing for something, and they definitely are a playoff team, in my opinion. So just really buckle in, try to get these 2 wins so they can really relax, enjoy themselves. You know, those who go into the All-Star game, go down there and really enjoy it, and then get away, get off their feet for a little bit, and then kind of get back in the gym close to 2 days, coming back and get things back flowing, and then come in the second half and really try to get it going. Hopefully some of these guys who injured, they can come back, and then they can try to make a strong push.
So just for clarification purposes, how do you view the play-in? Do you consider that the playoffs, or the teams that leave and win out in the play-in and enter the top 8? Is that the playoffs?
Yeah, see, I'm kind of on the fence about it because I do understand that the game changes, the game evolves, and I think that's just a situation just showing that, you know, Adam Silver is trying to evolve the game and, you know, bring something different and, you know, bring more competitiveness to the NBA and to the game. But I came in the league, you know, with the old school guys. Old school is, you know, if you're in that top 8, you going home. Yeah. You know, it's that simple, you know. And so I think a lot of guys is like, you know, mixed reviews about it. You know, they like, I don't believe in this. This ain't true. But what if you are one of those teams who in that 10 yeah. and you know, you have an opportunity to fight and get back in there, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I have mixed reviews about it. So I can't really give you a true solid answer that I'm going either way with it because I am a type of person to understand that the game evolves. You know, when I came in the league, it was true point guards and, you know, throwing that ball into a big man was a must. If you didn't, they was going to get at you. Mm-hmm. Now is everybody shoot threes, you know, point guard scoring 30 a night, you know, yeah. Big man shooting threes. So, you know, the game has definitely changed, man. So I mean, it's just one of those things where I think Adam Silver really is just trying to evolve the game as well.
Yeah, so like what we're seeing from the play-in is had a ripple effect to the trade deadline. More teams are in it, so there's fewer sellers. It really becomes a seller's market, like the advantage is on the seller side. And we saw the Pelicans and the Kings make some decent-sized moves to like try to be a 9 seed or a 10 seed. So what do you? I guess we can. I meant to talk about the Halliburton and Fox and Sabonis deal later in the show, but let's talk about it now. And then the McCollum deal with New Orleans. What do you think? What do you make of those deals, and what do you think of the new mindset these teams have? Like, if we can get to the 10 seed at least, I feel good about our chances in a play-in scenario. Like it's a new mindset we're seeing in the league the last 2 years.
No question. And I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. That's what the situation is. It's playing games, and everybody's is making moves to stay in that spot or make sure they do get one of those spots. They had an opportunity to compete, and so you got to try to do what you got to do to better your team when it comes to the trade deadline. Mm-hmm. And when you're talking about what Sacramento did, I mean, it's a tremendous pickup. Adding Sabonis, that's big. That's really big. Keeping Harrison, which I know a lot of teams really wanted him. Yeah. Keeping Harrison Barnes over there, and keeping De'Aaron Fox. I like De'Aaron Fox. I know a lot of people, said that they should let him go and keep Halliburton. I like De'Aaron Fox. I mean, nothing against Halliburton. He's a great player, young guy. He's going to be really good in his league. He can really run a team, hit an open shot, plays the game the right way. Like, I really love his game, taking nothing from him. But for that particular team, I like De'Aaron Fox for them. I like him for them, and I like Mitchell coming off the bench. Yeah, I love Mitchell coming off the bench. So I think, to me, Sacramento won in that situation. They won in that situation by adding Sabonis, a legit all-star big, who's to me is one of the top 4 bigs that we have in this league right now. He's definitely one of the top. When you talk about bigs, you have to mention him. So I mean, it's different to see when you see a team that's really not supposed to be in the playoffs, but they make moves because they know they got to play in games, and so like you said, it's a buyer's market, but it is what it is. But then on top of that, you go with CJ McCollum. Everybody knows that was going to get broken up at some point. Like, in all these years, and, y'all did some great things. Don't get me wrong. Y'all made it to the Western Conference Finals, and, y'all have done some amazing things, both of y'all as individuals and for that city and just for the organization, period, and just throughout the NBA. They both have been, 2 of the best backcourts that we've seen, in a long time. So, but with that being said, everything must end at some point if you don't win. So that trade didn't surprise me, but him going there, adding him with Ingram, it would have been way, way better if you can have Zion mixing there with that. You know what I'm saying? I know I really like, Valanciunas over there. I think he's very underrated. That's a big, gets the job done, plays hard, stay within his game, big body. But Deontay Graham, who was in Charlotte, did some great things while he was here. Very solid point guard, can really shoot it, not scared of taking the big shots. So, they really have a nice team that they put together, adding a guy like CJ who's been in big games, who's capable of, putting the ball in his hand, and him winning games for you is really big for them. I like Ingram, and he's a guy that's capable of that too. He is an all-star, and he can't put the ball in that basket, but, CJ is just one of those guys where you just know for sure you put in his hand, game on the line, you got a 95% chance that he's going to do something good.
Yeah, and then Hornets fans, a reminder, I know it may be sacrilege to root for the Pelicans given what happened, the franchise relocation and that, but if the Pelicans make the playoffs, the Hornets get their first-round pick. So just it may be bittersweet, but like we're on the Pelicans side now, all right? At least for this season, we want their pick. And the moves they made, they're like with Zion coming back eventually, like they're making a strong case for themselves down there.
No question.
I think let's take a quick break and then we'll talk about like LaMelo making the All-Star team and being like Team Durant and all that. Back in a sec. What's more important than peace of mind? Nothing. And that's what NordVPN is here for, to give you peace of mind while you're online. And with all the threats that you face today on the internet, it's more important than ever to be sure that you have the best VPN you can get. NordVPN is the world's best VPN service, offering the fastest connectivity, most servers, and next-gen encryption to make sure that everything you do online stays secure. Plus, you can use NordVPN on all your computers and devices, no matter the operating system. With NordVPN's unlimited bandwidth, you never have to worry about a slow connection either. And plans start under $4 per month. So grab your exclusive NordVPN deal by going to nordvpn.com/believe or use the code BELIEVE, BLEAV, to get up to 70% off your NordVPN plan plus 1 additional month for free. It's also risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. So we now know LaMelo will be on Team Durant for the All-Star game. His teammates will be Joel Embiid, John Morant, Jason Tatum, Andrew Wiggins, Trae Young, Devin Booker, Rudy Gobert, not Draymond Green. He's out injured. And Zach LaVine, Chris Middleton. Actually, Zach LaVine's out injured. I'll talk about that in a second. Chris Middleton, DeJounte Murray, and Karl Anthony Towns. DeJounte Murray, injury replacement, as is LaMelo for Draymond and Durant, respectively. LaVine may be questionable, I think. He got injured, I think, today. So we'll see what happens with that. For sure out is James Harden, and Jared Allen from Cleveland will replace him. That came out today. Raymond, what do you think about Jared Allen making the squad and playing in front of his hometown? Not a hometown, but his home crowd.
Yeah, the home crowd. I think it's well-deserved. I really thought he should have been picked for the beginning. Him and Garland, they both been playing extremely well. For what JB Bickerstaff is doing down there with that team is nothing but amazing. Those guys are young, but they hungry. They play the ball. They play the game the right way. They play hard. They play defense. And those two guys are just leading the pack. Jared in that paint doing great. Him and Mobley. Then you got Garland out there who just, to me, man, he's out there having fun. He's just, every night I watch him, man, he's just a kid out there with the basketball. Like he's at the park having a good time, just hooping, smiling, love what he's doing. And he's one heck of a player on top of it. So definitely well-deserved from both of those guys. I really think everybody who was replacements, could have been picked just as easy as anybody else who was picked to me, saying DeJounte Murray, putting up triple doubles almost every other night, man. Looking at his stat line, he's close to a triple double by 1 rebound, 1 assist, almost every other night if he don't even get the triple double. You know what I'm saying?
So steal numbers are crazy too.
He's definitely changed his game around off the ACL tear and just really came back with a mindset of y'all thought I was gone, but I'm still here, and I like that. I love that kids who have that fight like that, who come back with that determination and really, show the league that I'm an elite player. Then you got of course, the hometown team, here in Charlotte, with LaMelo, him making it, I think definitely well-deserved. This kid is special. He's a kid that's definitely, it's scary that how good he is right now, but he's really has nowhere near his peak of where his game could go. And that's saying a lot because he's really good right now. He rebounds the ball. He pushes the ball. He can shoot it. He sees passes before other people can even imagine where he's throwing the ball at. Then all of a sudden somebody runs right into it. He's just somebody who has a great feel of the game, man. It's just something you can't teach, something you don't know how to coach. It's just something you got to have. And that's just a talent. It's a gift. And he has it. So if he continues to work, and don't get complacent of where he's at because he made an all-star team and, he's has a name now. Like if he stays just in that gym and works and keep getting better, sky's the limit for this kid, man. But definitely well deserved.
If you're in the locker room with LaMelo, what things would you be telling him to work on?
I'm on him every day. Yeah. Like, I'm on him. Like, let's go. We in the gym. First one's in there, last one's out. Like, I get it. You know, you young, but you still got to stay hungry. I know you're the man on the team, but you still got to stay hungry. You got to keep working, stay in this gym. Like, let's go get some shots up at night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was your age too. Yes, I want to go out in the city. Charlotte is beautiful. Charlotte is wonderful. But hey, that's still going to be there. Let's go get this work in first, you know, take a shower, then you can go step out for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, got to stay in that gym, man. I would be in his ear, stay in this gym. This ain't going to last forever. Maximize it while you're here. Maximize it while you're here. Just stay in that gym, work on your game, work on your body, work on everything. Like, I would just be in his ear, man. Some of the things that, you know, I wish I would have listened to at an earlier age, of just always staying focused on not just the basketball side of it, but just really, you know, taking care of your body, man, taking care of yourself, of how you eat, your diet, and, you know, conditioning and just different things like that. Like, if I would have just, you know, to me, if I'd have listened to my OGs the way I should have, which I did, but, you know, you have your moments where you just want to just, you know, enjoy being an NBA person, enjoy having some money in your pocket. And, you know, you just got to learn. To me, I wish I had the opportunity to just let them learn from my mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all ahead of time, like, just don't do it. Like just make sure you stay in that gym, man. Maximize this time, because, you know, unfortunately, things can happen. You know, see a lot of guys that get hurt, never can recover from it. You know, just like that, their career is gone, and that sucks. So while you there, while you playing, take advantage, for real.
Yeah, you know, we'll talk about the Harrell trade in a little bit here, but, you know, the Ish Smith was in that deal, the veteran backup point guard. He is now went back to the Wizards. So yeah, like, you have Terry in the backcourt. He's played a good amount of time in the league in some big games. So I think Ish played with a lot of different teams. He's been in the league a long time. I think there's still some veteran leadership in that locker room. Like, it's not a complete loss, but it is a loss in what you just described. You know, one fewer person that can be like, hey man, you should be just consider this, and this, because it'll pay off down the line.
No question. You got to have somebody in there that these young guys respect, that these young guys know that has the years and the body of work to, like, understand that, okay, this guy's done this for, you know, 14, 15, 16 years. You know, he's done something right. So let me listen to him. Let me pay attention to what he's saying. So that's definitely a big thing.
And the Hornets are just looking at the roster construction. It's an interesting place they are right now, because the longest tenured member of the team is in his fourth year in the league, Miles Bridges, right? He's the only guy on the team that's played with Kemba, right? Like, he's only carryover from that era, which speaks to the work the front office has done in a very short amount of time. Like, the roster turnover in the last few years has been remarkable. To lose a star, a franchise guy like Kemba, and to have an all-star again, like 2020, 3 years later, basically.
3 years, yeah.
And to be in a playoff position 3 years later. That's some pretty solid work by Mitch, MJ, and the rest of the front office, Borrego.
No question.
What do you think about the state of the franchise at this point? Like, the amount of work they've pulled off the last few years?
Hey, come on, man. You know, these my Carolina guys. You know we know basketball, baby. No, I got to give love to my Carolina guys, man. We know the game, man. But, you know, it's always tough when you have to, you know, walk away from a guy who did so much from the city and, you know, was the heart and soul for the city for a long time, which was Kemba. You know what I'm saying? He brought that excitement, that spark back to the city, man. And I know Charlotte and all the Charlotte fans, MJ, all of them would be forever grateful with Kemba for that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, like I said, it's one thing about this NBA, everything must move on, you know, everything lasts and everything has to end. And unfortunately, you know, they had to move away from him and, you know, reconstruct what they was doing. And like you said, I think they did one hell of a job of what they've been doing. They've been doing amazing. And just to have a team that they have just this fast with a whole bunch of young guys being your core and still able to win, it just shows, you know, them just really doing their work and, you know, really, you know, putting together a real solid team and a team that's going to be here for a while and have a future. So that's definitely have to give my hats off to Mitch and MJ and, you know, Buzz and all those guys who's over there in the mix with all that.
So you So Bridges was drafted in 2018. You crossed paths with him right on the floor, right?
Yeah.
What was your takeaway when you played against him, and when you watch him now?
Right.
Can you see the difference?
It's like night and day. When I saw him, he was just a young kid who would just throw on his shoes and just jump at the top of the backboard. As soon as he walk in the gym, now he's just, you can tell that he's worked at his game as a pro. You know, just worked on the shot, worked on just knowing, you know, where he's going to get his money at, and that's saying a lot for a kid that's that young and, you know, really, you know, worked and figured it out. And I'm happy for him, man. I hope they make sure that he doesn't leave Charlotte. I hope they give him his money. I think it's well deserved. He's been nothing but, you know, loyal and great and just a hardworking kid. You know, I know, you know, MJ love kids like that. So, you know, I look forward to seeing them really get rewarded this summer and getting a nice contract.
Oh, same. I've said on stream before, if Miles leaves Charlotte for nothing, you know, signing trades, I can cope with that. I don't want him to leave at all. But if he does, I'm done with the channel. Like, I'm deleting my YouTube channel. If Miles Bridges leaves for free, I can't make videos anymore if that's the case.
Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna happen. We saw like Bridges bet on himself in college, going back an extra year. He bet on himself this past summer by like, because I think he's earned himself a lot more money this year, especially. So, and every year has gotten better, added more to his game. So I think, you know, with him and LaMelo, two guys that complement each other very well.
Very well.
Like, you look at teams who have young stars. It's too hard. It's really hard to get two young stars. It's even harder to get two young stars that complement each other, that don't play the same position, like Pacers, for instance, Sabonis and Turner. There's a lot of butting heads there, stylistically. Even with Philly, with Simmons and Embiid, like stylistically, they occupy a lot of the same space on the floor. Miles and LaMelo, to be drafted by the same team at around the same time and complement each other so well is so key. We're in a very fortunate place right now from a roster construction point of view if you're a Hornets fan.
No question. I totally agree.
So Montrezl Harrell, the newest Hornet, Ish Smith, Vernon Carey Jr., and I think a second-round pick sent to D.C. to the Wizards for Montrezl Harrell. Harrell is an unrestricted free agent in the summer. He's a North Carolina guy. We've seen 2 games from him thus far against the Pistons. He jumped off the plane and went nuts against the Pistons, as did everybody. You can really tell the energy lifted up away at Detroit. And then the next night, they hosted the Grizzlies, a very different game. The first half was pretty brutal for the squad. The second half was completely different. The team went big, especially in the fourth quarter. JT Thor played a lot of the fourth quarter with Miles and PJ on the bench. Like, the Hornets really showed they could roll out a big lineup against a big team when you're playing against Steven Adams and Jaren Jackson Jr., both of whom fouled out in that game. So what do you make of the Harrell deal initially? We'll start with that. Harrell coming into Charlotte.
I think it's big. I think it's really big. They need a big energy guy like that that's gonna, you know, fire those guys up, fire the bench up, you know, fire the fans up. To me, I think, you know, one of the best power forward, center, play with either one of those positions that's in the game right now. Just his energy level, just the way he plays. You know, he's a big that got a lot of speed down there in the post, you know, with his moves, quick off his feet with rebounds. I mean, he just plays with a level of passion, you know what I'm saying, a level of intensity that all teams would love to have him. So I think it's a great pickup. You know, definitely a guy that you want to have on your team when you're trying to get ready to go into the postseason and going into the second half of the season. So I think he's going to be a big attribute for the team, hands down. Yeah,
it seemed like Terry and him, college teammates, mind you, which is really cool also. So like, I feel like no question about the chemistry there between them two. Like in that fourth quarter, like tossing it to Trez, in the box, and then the team floating around that was really interesting. We haven't really seen that in the half court from the team. So I'm curious, you know, they play Tuesday and Thursday. If we see more of that, as Trez gets more comfortable with the squad, finds his footing with the rotation. I'm looking at PJ and Book Night as like some like ripple effect, positive. This is a terrible sentence. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think ripple effects of this deal will improve PJ and Book Night. Book Night is going to occupy some of the Ish Smith minutes. Borrego's talked about the backcourt being a rotation of Terry, LaMelo, and Bouknight, with Terry playing some point guard, Bouknight playing some two. Just seeing how it goes. Fans have been waiting to see Bouknight play. This is the time. We'll see what he does with it. And then with PJ, last year he was playing center. I think he's one of the best shooters on the team. But last year he was asked to do a lot of the dirty work last year. With Harold's going to do the dirty work, and I think it will free up PJ to get some more shots off, which will then help with the floor spacing in general. So, how do you feel about Bouknight from what you've seen thus far, and PJ this year, and what you think they can maybe accomplish now that Harold is in the mix?
Like you said, with PJ, gives him opportunity to not be in the paint as much and being an abuser, and he can stay around the perimeter a little bit and really shoot that sweet jump shot that he has as a big. Then we go with the young kid, Bouknight. But with him, I think it's just time. Yeah. I think it's just reps, just playing and getting a feel of the NBA game coming from college. Very athletic from what I've seen. Can score the basketball, can shoot it. I wouldn't put it in his hand as a point guard right now. So I think him playing the two, that second unit, and letting Rozier play the point is definitely big and definitely key. But other than that, him being a scorer and being could be a key piece to them going into the second half, that's a lot of pressure for a young guy. But, you playing on a young team that's really good and a young team that has playoffs, in their view. So you got to come out ready to play. So I hope he really take this time, on the All-Star break to really get himself together, get ready. I'm not saying he's not, but just, get his mind right is what I'm saying, mentally, to come out the second half and really contribute and help this team out, the way that I know he can.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I think one of the knocks on him, I'm doing air quotes for folks listening, him coming into the league was his skills as a primary ball handler weren't developed. And he wasn't asked to do it in college. He was the secondary ball handler there. He was a wing scorer there. And so, we saw him in Summer League and the G League working on that. And I think that's his biggest area of growth. And if he pulls that off with his athleticism and scoring ability, I think the future is very bright with Bouknight. And I think the teams that passed on him in the draft, because he fell to the 11th spot with the Hornets. I don't think we didn't expect him to be there. A lot of the draft projections didn't expect him to be there. He didn't expect to be there. If you saw the look on his face, he was pissed. He fell to 11th. And as a Hornets fan, I like that. I like that attitude.
Right.
It reminds me, he has a lot of the same kind of from what I can see, it seems like he has the same kind of mental makeup as Terry Rozier. People who felt like I'm gonna prove a lot of people wrong with my play on the court. So I like that. So I like where the future's headed with this squad. And I'm hopeful for the rest of the season. The issue now, though, really is Hayward, Cody Martin, McDaniels, all out with ankle injuries, which is unfortunate. Hayward is the most recent name on the injury list. He'll be back maybe around mid-March. Cody Martin and McDaniels are already ruled out for Tuesday night's game. It's Monday when we're recording this. They're already no, they're not playing. So when a team is going through this, three guys who pretty much play the same position all at the same time out, the deepest part of this team as far is the wing, and losing Hayward, Martin, and McDaniels all at the same time, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's pretty brutal. So if you're in the locker room, how do you cope with something like that? What do you say to your teammates? What do you say to the young guys who may not be expecting to play as much? They may be playing more, JT Thor especially. It's you just gotta stay ready, young man.
You gotta stay ready. This is your opportunity. This is what NBA is about. That's why we have a big 15, 17-man roster. 2, 3 guys go down. I need 3 guys to come in and step up. This is why you put in the extra work. This is why, you do all the extra stuff as a young guy after practice, before practice, because they prepare you for this moment, because it's just inevitable. It's going to happen. Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to go down for a little bit. That's just how it is when you have such a long season. So those guys just always stay ready, man. You have to always stay ready, because you never know when your number's going to be called, and you never want to miss the opportunity. Because one thing about it, there's 29 other teams in this league that's looking. So if you don't get that opportunity with them, who knows who might get the call, to, hey, listen, we want this kid. What we got to do to get him from you, y'all. Y'all not really playing him. Y'all don't need him right now, but we do. So they have to always keep that in mind. Like, I'm never telling nobody to leave the team that I'm on, but I also tell them you always got to understand that this ain't the only team that's in this NBA. This ain't the only team that you're basically auditioning for. You gotta always remember that. So that was one of the main things I used to try to tell the young guys. You may not be playing here, but there's somebody's watching. So always keep doing what you're supposed to do at all times. So that's really what I would tell those young guys, man. It's unfortunate that all three of those guys is out, and I hope they get back. Right. We got one heck of a trainer over there with Joe Sharp. Joe Sharp came in with me when I was in Charlotte. So, I've known him. We was with each other in OKC, my last 2 years. So, that was kind of, ironic for me to like have him when I first came in and then have him on my way out. So that's my guy, man. They got a great, medical staff over there. So those guys will be fine. They'll get back, and hopefully, like I said, when the second half of the season come, they'll get healthy and make a real strong push.
Yeah, because East is wide open, man. Like it's wide open. It's there to be had. And they got to strike now because, I don't know when Simmons is going to play for the Nets, but the Nets are down bad right now with their injuries and Kyrie only being available for away games. So like the Hornets can make a push if they fix a few things and get healthy again, right?
No question.
Well, speaking of Simmons, we'll get out of here on this. Harden for Simmons, Seth Curry going to Brooklyn, Andre Drummond going to Brooklyn. What do you make of this deal? It kind of went from just kind of cold to like really hot, and then all of a sudden it was done. Right. What do you make of that?
I ain't gonna say it was a surprise because I wanted something to happen because I was getting tired of the talks about it. Like, just get him out of there. Do whatever y'all got to do. Get him out of there. Obviously, y'all don't want him to go for nothing. Y'all want something for him. Like, figure something out because, he is a good player. But, whatever went down in there, one thing I don't speak on, being a player, I don't speak on what goes on because you never know the whole story. You never know the truth or what it is. There's always two sides to it. You have Ben Simmons' side, you have the organization side. So one thing I don't do is get into that. I don't speak on it because I've been a player and I know how it goes. So whatever needs to be done to make sure both parties is happy, both parties is satisfied. And I think with this trade, I think both parties is happy. Ben Simmons is happy that he's out of there. Then he's with a good team amongst a lot of good players. And then James, going to another team where, he's with another bona fide all-star and just a great team, great coach, great coaching staff, and a great city to play in, down in Philly. So I think it's a win-win for everybody at the end of the day. I didn't think it was going to be James. I really thought it was going to be a Ben Simmons for Kyrie trade because I don't think he needs to be vaccinated in Philly. I don't think he needs that to play at home and on the road. So, I thought it was going to be a thing where, they did a trade like that for Ben Simmons and then Kyrie go there. But with James, when I heard it, I was like, well, it'll work for both if they do make it happen because, Ben can't really help when KD gets back. He really can do a lot. He does a lot on both ends of the court. So, I'm just happy to see that he's back in a situation where we're gonna see him on the court again, for real.
Yeah, I think it's one of those rare win-win trades. Like, and Harden reunites with Daryl Morey. Harden's play style fits very well with Joel Embiid. And then the idea of Kevin Durant and Ben Simmons on the same team is kind of crazy when you think about it, the mismatches they can cause. And then Seth with this floor spacing and Drummond getting some boards, like the Nets badly needed some size. And man, so I think both teams.
Man, at the end of the day, if the Nets get healthy, added Ben Simmons, that's scary. Like, a lot of people not thinking about it. Then you add Andre Drummond. You really can't forget about Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond can be a real dominant big. LaMarcus Aldridge is playing great. He's been putting up some big numbers when he's been healthy and been able to play this year. Patty Mills is a bona fide shooter. Seth Curry is a bona fide shooter. Then I don't know what's going on with the other shooter. When he comes back, it's going to be a problem. it's going to be a problem if all these guys get healthy and they got this whole team together. I like the young kid Claxton. He's real good. You know, I like my other Tar Heel guy over there, the other big kid. He's really good. The kid, the Cam kid that came from LSU.
Oh, yeah.
He's another bona fide scorer coming off the bench. I mean, I think they really have something over there. It's just all about getting guys like KD healthy, because without him, they're not going to win it. Like, it's just what it is. You got to have that guy if you talk about winning the whole thing. The Kyrie situation, like I said, like, it's another one of those things that you can't speak on. You know, is that man right? If he don't want to do it, then that's him. I know a lot of people think it's selfish. A lot of people have their own comments on how they feel about it. And it's like, I mean, we living in the different times right now. You know, a lot of guys who spoke on it, a lot of guys who said, oh, he's being this, he's being that. And it's like, but y'all never had to deal with this type of situation when y'all was playing. Mm-hmm. We didn't deal with COVID-19. We didn't deal with no big old pandemic like this. Who knows that if you want to take that shot back when you was playing, but you're making this statement like it's just like, oh man, just take the shot. It's like, would you have done it in your time when you was playing? You know, so this is like, you know, I think a lot of people judge in a situation where you really just don't understand. Like, that man, maybe he really don't believe in it. He really don't want to take it. And as a man, as a human being, and as a person who has his rights, how can I be mad at him? You know, I can't be mad at him about it. You know, do I want to see him out there playing each and every game? Yes, because, you know, he's one of the most talented players, if not the most talented player in the NBA, talent-wise, just things that he can do. I mean, it's exciting to watch him play. And I think if he did play every game, they really would be scary. You really would be talking about the Brooklyn Nets. You know, there's definitely a lock to win it. You know, I mean, that's just unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I mean, like I said, it's just another subject that I can just go on and on and up, on and on about. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, that man has his rights. And, you know, Kyrie, you know, I hopefully, you know, something works out at some point where, you know, you do figure it out, you know, whatever it is you decide to do, you know, because I know those fans and, you know, just Brooklyn, just the organization period, just definitely wants you out there more, for sure.
Yeah, and, you know, as a neutral, I want the Sixers and the Nets in the first round. I need that. I need it. So whether, like, if we can get that, sign me up. Sign me up. That's going to be an incredible series.
That's going to be brutal.
If you saw Durant's energy on the All-Star draft, refusing to draft James Harden, I want to see that on the floor. Like, there's the storytelling, the narratives. That it could be really some interesting basketball. Plus, it's going to be both teams fully healthy. That's a hell of a matchup. No storylines involved at all. And then you add in all the drama on top. There's going to be some interesting stuff. But Raymond, man, first one in the books. I appreciate that you're with the show. I'm excited to talk to you about basketball on a weekly basis. It's really dope. So thank you once again, my man.
Oh man, listen, man, I'm loving this. I have fun tonight, so this is something I'm definitely gonna look forward to every week, man. I'm looking forward to it. This is fun.
All right, thank you so much, and thank you for listening.
Problem.
You've been listening to the Bleav in Hornets podcast on the Bleav Podcast Network, presented by Bet Online. Talk to you soon.